Madden NFL 12 is out and it has received generally positive reviews. However, the big elephant in the room still exists with NFL 2K5, which is widely considered the best football video game of all time. With an all-new collision system and presentation improvements across the board, EA Sports may have finally surpassed NFL 2K5 as a top football game in history. Or has it? In this episode of Sports Gamer Show, I'll compare both games based on gameplay, presentation, and graphics. For those wondering why I'm not comparing each game's replay value, it's only fair not to, considering certain features, including online play, were just being introduced back when 2K5 was released. Madden NFL 12 has solved the suction tackle issue many gamers have complained about with an all-new collision system that initiates contact between players when contact is made. The end result is a more realistic football experience that mimics the real-life sport. Over 100 new tackle animations have been added as well, bringing more variety in terms of the end result of any given play. Defensive AI has also received an upgrade, as players will properly read and react to plays, whether in man or zone, and will break out of their assignments if need be. In terms of controls, the tried and true control scheme is pretty much the same as it was back in 2005, with moves and throws mapped to the face buttons and the right stick. Simple controls executed well. EA Sports also added the strategy pad and game flow feature last year, and it's back in Madden NFL 12. However, the strategy pad is clumsy and the game flow feature is pretty much catered to beginners. It's a good thing that these additions can be turned off. When it comes to tackling animations or animations in general, NFL 2K5 shines. A wide variety of tackles, stiff arms, jukes, collisions, and catches are in NFL 2K5. I've had this game since it came out in 2004, and there are still times where I'll see a tackle or catch I've never seen before. Defensive and offensive line play is also impressive, as you'll see both lines battle in the trenches just like they do in real life. On both sides of the ball, the AI is smart once you up the difficulty level. On the easier settings, the AI has rocks for brains, but once you kick it up a notch, it's definitely a challenge. Dropped balls can be an issue, but not so much that it hinders gameplay. From a control standpoint, 2K went a different route. Just like Madden, moves are designed to the face buttons and right stick. However, the power of the move is determined by charging up a meter using a single button, then pressing the corresponding button to complete the move. Sounds difficult, but it actually gives players more control. Reassigning defensive assignments are done using the left and right triggers with the right stick. It takes some getting used to, but it isn't quite as dynamic as Madden's defensive controls. Despite the issues with controlling defensive assignments, I have to give NFL 2K5 the nod in the gameplay department. The large number of realistic animations and added layer of control on the offensive side of the ball is something Madden has failed to emulate over the years. Although the new tackling system and new animations are done well and add to the game's realism, Madden is still playing catch-up to 2K5. Madden NFL 12 has made several changes in the presentation department, and it shows. The game includes all 32 team-specific pregame entrances, over 500 dynamic broadcast cameras authentic to each stadium, and a new network-inspired broadcast graphics package that includes brand new stat overlays and various cutscenes between plays of on and off the field action. Gus Johnson and Chris Collinsworth man the booth for another year, and although they can get a bit repetitive, for the most part they call a good game.
Is he going to score? He's got it! Touchdown!
Unfortunately, Madden NFL 12 does not have a deep halftime or post-game show, nor does the game's franchise mode include a weekly wrap-up, which is disappointing. But overall, the presentation is vastly improved from previous iterations of the game. However, most of the changes in Madden NFL 12 have been seen before, several years ago in NFL 2K5. The game features a straight-up port of ESPN's broadcast graphics package from pre-game introductions with Chris Berman, halftime and post-game shows during every game with highlights and interviews with the game's top player, along with ESPN stat overlays and transitions. NFL 2K5 also includes SportsCenter with a recap of the week's NFL action that includes game highlights and stats galore. The game doesn't include dynamic broadcast cameras, but it does include replays that are shot at a number of different angles, similar to Madden NFL 12. The number of cutscenes in between plays are mind-boggling, as you'll see a wide variety of player and crowd shots throughout each game, with some being more humorous than others. Fictional announcers Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe provide the commentary and take the Madden broadcast team to school. The in-game banter is informative as well as entertaining, and their chemistry flows perfectly with the in-game action.
Donald Driver had 3 guys covering him, but look what happens.
This one's a no contest. Although Madden NFL 12 does a great job with its presentation, NFL 2K5 easily wins in this department. Most of the changes done with Madden NFL 12 have already been done with NFL 2K5, with the exception of the dynamic broadcast cameras. Add the more polished broadcast team, as well as the inclusion of halftime and post-game shows, along with SportsCenter, and it's a no-brainer. Give NFL 2K5 its presentation prop. If there's one category that Madden NFL 12 excels at over NFL 2K5, it's graphics. Hundreds of visual improvements have been made, including new player-specific animations, a wide variety of new player equipment, including helmets and masks, 3D grass, and a player degradation system where uniforms and helmets get dirty as the game progresses. Add an updated lighting system, dynamic time of day, and new ball physics, and you got yourself a great looking game. NFL 2K5 obviously isn't as detailed as Madden NFL 12, but the game still holds its own, even after being 7 years old. At the time of its release, NFL 2K5 was considered to be the best looking football game ever made, but now, not so much. Stadiums lack detail, fields are bland, and player likeness is lacking compared to today's games. However, the player models are proportioned well, and uniforms and helmets look decent, and the game does feature player and field degradation, as well as its own version of dynamic time of day, and it's implemented well. No doubt Madden NFL 12 is a better looking game of the two. However, you have to obviously consider the fact that NFL 2K5 is several years old and simply behind the times in terms of graphics. But give credit where credit is due. EA Sports released a visually pleasing video game with Madden NFL 12, probably the best looking football game ever. It's amazing that after several years since its release, NFL 2K5 can still be compared to today's Madden titles. Although both games are great, 2K5's deep presentation, animation variety, and fun gameplay still make it the best football game ever made. Well, that's it for this episode of Sports Gamer Show. If you want more content, go to the website at www.sportsgamershow.com. Make sure to like the Facebook page and follow Sports Gamer Show on Twitter at Sports Gamer Show. I'm Rio Pacino, and we'll see you next time.